Hello, everybody. This is like third time we've started this recording.
No. Like the seventh or eighth.
Yeah. Well, this is Cami.
And I'm Nikki. We are talking to you directly from our retreat house that Sela is renting for the month of January to provide a serene healing retreat to those of you who live nearby or who would like to connect with us online. We're starting the business together in Minnesota for the upcoming retreat.
Physically together for the first time, which I'm so grateful to be able to do.
Yes.
And today we're here meeting to read you our new newsletter, which you've probably seen in our socials, our Instagram and our Facebook already. But before we get into that, I just want to address that we're trying a new mic, new setup, new technology. We're going with the flow. It's going to be bad. It's going to be uncomfortable, or maybe not. But I mean,
I don't think this is going to be bad, but it's been challenging to move through so much change in the past 4 days. We've had quite a bit of change. Well, now it's been 1 week since you've been here.
Oh yeah, actually today.
Yeah, so it's been lots of things moving, lots of change happening, and we are really putting into practice what it's like to keep up with ourselves and the business. So we want to be real with you that we're excited to communicate with you via our non-perfected ways of communication. And thank you for, if you're hanging out and being part of this, thank you for learning how we operate, and we're learning as we go and have the new microphones and are getting started. So we are shifting into our serene healing part of the month, and that's what we're doing in January. And we're kicking off with a really cool weekend that Cami has planned. And
The other Cami.
Yeah. She's our wellness practitioner who is working through some big energies of sun and moon energy as we enter into a time of serene healing, and we get to reflect about where we find ourselves on that, on all the spectrums of change.
Yeah. Yes. So we're gonna start reading, and yeah, we hope you like it. And if you have any comments you like to make after this, or contact us, give us your opinion, we can reflect together. We're always open to talk. Yeah. Okay, so as we're transitioning into the new year with ease, we hope, it may be challenging to stay grounded.
If you're anything like us, you're probably anywhere but on Earth, making big plans and setting ambitious goals. And dreaming big is okay. It's good, it's necessary, but so is keeping your feet on the ground. A little side note here. We are actually reading from the social media post that we posted last night. We know it's kind of clunky still, we did post this last night, but we think it's valuable information that we want to share with our community. That's why we're reading what we wrote last night.
Yes. Yeah, and a little added side note commentary is that the good thing about these recorded conversations is that we get to add what the process has been like, and why are we talking about this? Why did we make this post? And we're gonna dive into that. So I'm gonna keep reading now. So just think of concepts that are considered opposites, like sun and moon energy. Their energies seem to be completely different, but as humans, we're never one thing or the other. We are both, and we move in a spectrum. We bring out the energy we need when we need it. We're in constant change in order to meet our needs.
If you wish to dive deeper into this and learn how we like to move with these different energies, you can join us at our Serene Healing Retreat during January 2023. We will be addressing sun and moon energy on Saturday, January 7th and Sunday, January 8th, respectively. You can register with the link in our bio. If you can't come to the retreat for a full day, we've got you covered. If you send us a DM, and for those of you who might not know what that means, that's a direct message. If you get a hold of us in a direct way, we'd love to give you more information about how you can attend a workshop, whether you're in Minnesota or not. This, like we said, was from our social media post. And Cammie's going to go ahead and explain kind of the visual that she created last night when we were coming up with what we could use for the social media post based on what our colleague Cammie designed as the flow for the weekend.
Yeah. Big shout out to Cammie that is not here right now, but she's the one making these workshops possible, as well as Nikki. They're going to be doing different things, but all channeling sun and moon energy this weekend.
And Cammie is really the retreat guru. She is in charge of the flow and what a space of healing looks like and could feel like. And we're really honored that she's taking her wellness practice that she's curated and bringing it to the Serene Healing Retreat as a business partner and as a friend and as a really damn good healer.
Yeah. Well, talking about the post we made yesterday for our socials, we just wanted to talk about sun and moon energy. And as we said, I think society considers them as opposites, but we think life is on a spectrum in general. We like spectrums, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. And basically navigating, they're both different energies and taking from each and one of them what we need when we need it. So sun energy, we described it as lighthearted, transparent, playful, energizing, active, and clear, while moon energy we considered to be serene, intuitive, reflective, resourced, introspective, and self-respecting. And there's a lot more you can add to that. This is just for the visuals and to make a summary of what we think.
And we wanted to be really open with our community about how we don't think that we all need to be feeling and embodying all of these energies at the same time. It's not like a prerequisite to healing. The invitation has more to do with finding yourself able to identify and recognize some of those energies, maybe even just one, and find out where it lives in your body. And that's the segue into the second part of the social media post that I was when Cammie said, let's do a 2-part social post and the second part can be the invitation. I was like, no, I don't think. And then she was very helpful in giving the explanation as to why she thought that would be a good idea. Do you want to share that?
Oh yeah, sure. Well, if you're familiar with our newsletters, you've already seen like our invitation format or style. So we really, I think Sela, our business, the way we've curated and thought of our business and still think of our business is really an invitation. This business has a background in teaching, as you know, Nikki's a teacher. But the cool thing about teaching is that it's an invitation, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, when you teach, the people who learn take out the most valuable and the most valuable things for them, because everybody's perspective is subjective and you need different things from what you hear, see, and basically consume. So
as the teacher, it's really important that you curate those invitations through curriculum and planning, that you curate those invitations to universally provide access to all of your learners. So our role as teachers is to really think about what the specific learners might need or might want or might utilize to really thrive in the situation. So I know that can be applied in a much broader sense outside of just the classroom setting. I feel like creating Sela is allowing us to talk about what it looks like to thrive, and I'm committed to helping people thrive, and Sela is
through change,
and Sela is learning how to do that. I mean, Sela is the byproduct of how we're learning how to do that specifically.
Exactly. So basically the second part of our social post is the invitation we want to make you, our community, regarding navigating sun and moon energy through life and specifically through change. So the first part of the invitation is just ask yourself, how does your body move through sun and moon energy? You want to ask yourself, how has your body done this before? And how has it done it recently? Because the first part is identifying, I think. This is one of our skills, some solid skills we like to.
But it's hard to identify until you connect with yourself. And that was what Camila said last night was, okay, we want our community to be able to identify the energies that they can identify in their bodies, or they can identify in those around them. But it's really challenging to identify when you don't have the time, or you don't have that built-in pause to connect first. And that's something that I've been struggling with a lot today in general, and a lot, but it's what I guess I'm sharing that I've struggled in that is that I think it's really, really common and really okay to struggle with that. But it is quite helpful, in my opinion, to have the ability to connect. Just keep losing my hearing. Have ability to connect with yourself in order to be able to identify what kind of energies are living in the body and how they're living in the body.
Yes, and I think what's important about this is that when going through change, I think to be intentional about change and how you're navigating it, you first have to address what's already happening. How do you move right now through sun and moon energy? How have you done it before? Because if you want to channel some different characteristics or some specific characteristics from both energies, it's really helpful to actually know how you do it, so then you can make change, intentional change. So would you continue with the invitation, Nikki?
Yes. We're on number 3.
Yeah, we're at number 3. Yeah.
It's been a long day, folks. We're really glad to be here with you, though. And if you're still listening to our rambling, we're like so happy that you're listening. And it's totally okay if you're not.
If you're not, you're not listening to this. So.
But it's like we just are saying it out there. It's okay. Would you like to move with sun and moon energy through change? And it can be yes or no, or you can get specific with yourself. I think it's just a opportunity to check in and find out how that could be beneficial and in your body. So I'm gonna ask the question to Camila. Camila, would you like to move with sun and moon energy through change?
Yes, absolutely. I would love it. But I still think I have to be more mindful about how have I done it before and how I'm doing it right now before taking that step. I think these past few days have been a lot has happened. Traveling.
Yeah,
just traveling is
big
yeah.
metal thing that was hurled across the sky. that that energy propelled across the sky, and then you arrived here, and it's a different climate, it's a different season, it's a different water source, food source, energy source. Yeah, big changes.
Yeah, so when you're traveling, I think you're just trying to make it through the day, like get your stuff done, things you want to do, things you want to visit. We haven't done much tourism yet, but we're getting there. But the thing is that I think I've been like moving all around, and it's been hard for me to stay grounded. So I think I really have to go through the first 2 questions first, make that actual, be mindful about it, and then yeah, my answer would be yes. So would you like to move through sun and moon energy, Nikki?
I would, but I'm very thankful that you talked about the first 2, because I'm feeling like that time for connection and identification will allow me to actually recognize when I am moving through it versus perpetually thinking that I'm not grounded or I'm not able to be with the whole spectrum of responses that my body gets to have and I get to be with. Maybe let's answer this next one, Kimmy, like as an entity, and going back to the 4 fields of leadership that we've been talking about quite a bit, but like as a cella, as a group.
Do you want to explain a bit on the 4 fields of leadership first?
I love that you asked that. Let's hold there just because I feel like this is a social media post, so it's not our newsletter.
Yeah.
And maybe we can, and somebody might not be, yeah, I think we can highlight that in a different way. But Tom Goodall wrote The Four Fields of Leadership. It's been mentioned on other things. Please check it out if you're interested. But a lot of it has to do with the spectrum of leadership.
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about that. But let's think about this, Cami. Who would we be if we moved with sun and moon energy through change? I just want to be clear that on the social media post, it says, who would you be if you moved with sun and moon energy through change? So I'm just inviting Cami and I to think of it as an entity, the
As an
business as an
entity?
entity. Yeah.
Oof. I think we would be, Sala would be, oh, this is actually very cool to reflect upon, because I don't think
And we haven't reflected upon this.
no, we haven't. This is like actually
We're
very
trying
new.
to do a lot of things with intention, contenido with intention.
Yeah.
Um,
Contenido is content in Spanish.
yeah, so we're processing this and following the invitations or making a relationship with the invitations as we go. So
I think that instead of Sela actually being something or somehow, I think Sela would actually be inviting to think about balance, actually, because I think Sela is always an
Sela's-
invitation.
yeah, it's like that center point. It's like when you
Sorry, can I say just one more thing?
please.
I think Sela, if we as Sela moved with sun and moon energy through change, we would be a balanced invitation.
I love it, Cami. We'd be a balanced invitation. Okay. I love that. I think if Sela moved through sun and moon energy, we'd be a balanced invitation. Taking up appropriate space.
Yes.
And I think that means, as we're listening to the invitation to ourselves and other people are listening to an invitation from us, we really empower people to decide to do, ourselves and others to really do whatever they see fit with that invitation. A no strings attached invitation of serene healing, but really and thriving through change. But man.
Yep.
Got some patterns I need to break.
Okay, I loved your answer, Nikki.
Anything else to add? Anything?
I think we would be not only taking the space we need to take, but creating space. I think that's part of the invitation as well. Create space for others, and our community, our Sela community, would also
You
be
just
creating.
said create space.
Yep. Ooh, we'll be talking about
We'll be
that
talking about
another
with Sarah
time.
and Cami.
Yeah. Next week.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I don't want to make this any longer than it already is.
Thank you for listening. If you're one of my family members, that's really awesome. If you're not one of my family members, that's like, whoa,
That's
awesome.
even more awesome.
Please DM us and let's see. If you DM us and you say, what should they say? They say,
Your mics are doing good.
yeah, if you say your mics are doing good, you will get a very special Sela care package.
How does that sound?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
All right. If you think our mics are doing well, let us know and we'll figure out how to give you a little extra love from us. And thank you for your patience and listening to us learn, because this is actually what it's like to listen to someone learn. Kind of clunky.
Yep. Clunky.
A lot of wind.
But we're accepting it. We're accepting it because that's how it should be.
Yeah, and we might even edit this because we're privileged enough to be
yeah.
able to edit. We have editing privileges that we think are fundamental rights for all of us to be able to edit and change their mind and do things differently and regroup and restructure through change, because that's really important.
Yes. So many cool conversations.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.